Am I the asshole because I won't force my daughters to be nice to their new stepmom? Husband of almost 20 years cheated on me. He was sleeping around and got a girl who was 15 years younger than him pregnant. I left him when I found out. We have 2 kids, 12 and 11F. They know how to do math. My girls are not stupid. Mom and dad break up and they have a new mom and new baby brother 4 months later. I have not connected any dots for them, nor do I badmouth their father to them. Our custody agreement is they go to his house 2 weekends a month and stay with me the rest of the time. The girls don't like going to their father's house. I tell them they should go and spend quality time with their dad. They tell me they're always asked to change diapers. I brought it up to the ex that it's not my girl's job to do that. They said their stepmom gets mad when they don't want to look after new kid, change diapers. My ex has a 3-bedroom house but my girls sleep in a room in the basement. They don't like that they can't relax on weekends. They say their stepmom isn't the nicest. Last weekend my younger one got her period and they didn't have pads. Usually the older one keeps pads in her bag but didn't refill her bag since last time she had her period. She asked her dad for pads for her little sister. Ex told her to ask stepmom. Older daughter said she didn't want to so she texted me and I drove over and brought her pads. My ex is pissed because I encroached on his time with the girls. I literally dropped pads and some treats, hugged my girls and made sure the little one was okay and said we will talk more tomorrow, call me if she needs anything, and I should have told my oldest to just ask her stepmom. I said, I can't force my daughter to feel comfortable with her. I can't manufacture it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to tell my girls to have a relationship with their stepmom. I said this in private, not in front of the girls. Like I said, I don't badmouth them in front of my kids. Having a relationship with their dad is important so I'm not going to jeopardize that because their dad fucked up. Am I the asshole because I'm not trying to make their relationship better? It's not my job. My girls are smart, have minds of their own. They never heard it from my mouth that their dad cheated on me, but I don't think they're stupid. They probably have some idea. Not the asshole even a little bit, but I can tell you from experience that they will be a lot happier if you give them permission to like her. Chances are they are stressing their little heads off whether you see it or not, and if you give them permission to be okay with her, it would alleviate a lot of the stress. They may still choose to hate her stupid face, but they will be making that choice for themselves and not for your honor. Not the asshole. Your ex and his wife is making them change diapers and all things they aren't comfortable with. And YTF does your ex make them sleep in the basement? He has a 3-bedroom house which he can easily accommodate them in one of the bedroom. Your daughters will definitely despise their dad and stepmother. Not the asshole. You're not talking shit about her but it's not your job to build her up in their eyes either. It's her and their dad's job to build the relationships on that side of the family. Honestly, they are probably going to ask you if he cheated when they get older though, and their relationship with their dad is only going to get worse as they mature and realize exactly what he did. They said their stepmom gets mad when they don't want to look after new kid, change diapers. WTF. They're kids, not nannies. My ex is pissed because I encroached on his time with the girls. He's the one who didn't want to help his kids. I can't force my daughter to feel comfortable with her. I can't manufacture it, but I'm not going to go out of my way to tell my girls to have a relationship with their stepmom. You're an amazing mom. Keep doing what you're doing. Your kids can't be forced to like their stepmom. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. If he wants them to have a better relationship with their stepmother, perhaps he should give them a proper room and not treat them as unpaid babysitters whilst they're staying. It's only natural that they resent her on top of the cheating. Not the asshole. They know who really cares about them and there's nothing wrong with that. I wouldn't feel comfortable at 11 or 12 having such a personal conversation with a woman I barely know and don't get along with. Not the asshole. People don't seem to realize how observant kids are and how they can easily pick up on things that aren't normal with adults. Your kids have noticed that their stepmom's treatment of them isn't okay. I think they have a right to be skeptical. Just keep a close eye on things and protect your girls at all cost. Not the asshole. Ex-husband sounds like a narcissist. New stepmom is enlisting the girls with baby help likely because your ex doesn't help. Correct me if I'm wrong. But was you ex a hands-on dad with your girls? I'm guessing no. Not the asshole. You're right. The girls are smart. They picked up on that they are being used as babysitters. Not the asshole. They're kids, not unpaid babysitters. And if your ex and his new wife aren't willing to provide for the needs of preteen girls, then they shouldn't have preteen girls visiting. You have neither the ability nor the duty to make your kids like someone. That burden is on their father and his wife alone. Not the asshole. Actually, given this whole saga, you sound like the model ex-wife and mother. How do you do it? No, you are not obligated to fix something he broke. Actually, you might consider listening to the girls and contact your attorney and have them modify the visitation arrangement, and maybe even insert some mandatory family therapy to address the kids' legit concerns. Not the asshole. I'm not a parent myself, but I totally think you're in the right. No one should be forced to like someone. If they don't get along with their stepmom, then forcing them to would probably make them resent you too. Also, why wouldn't their father buy the youngest pads? Does he have a reason? This may just be me having grown up with a single mother, but pads aren't that bad. Anyway, you seem to be an amazing mother. Oof, this is a tough one. On the whole, not the asshole. However, I would have a talk with them about being civil. Also possibly bring up with their dad that they're not there to be babysitters. That will just cause resentment, and no relationship for the three of them later in life. So not the asshole, but have a sit down. Talk with your ex about reasonable expectations while they are at dad's. Then both of you sit down to talk about it with y'all's girls. I am sorry you are all going through this right now. Not the asshole. I can relate to your girls. My dad wound up with the woman he cheated with. Their new house together, an hour away from where I lived, had a bedroom for my younger stepsister, but I slept on a pull-out couch. It wasn't long before I started declining my every other weekend visits. I appreciated then and now how neutral my mom was about the whole thing, although I know now how upsetting it was to her. You're doing the right thing by not pushing them either towards or away from the stepmom. Not the asshole, literally. It seems like dad is trying to force a relationship between the children and his new wife instead it naturally occurring. He can't force them to be comfortable. It takes time. You did everything right in the situation, including supporting your children during an uncomfortable situation. Kudos. Not the asshole at all. It's the girl's father's responsibility to foster the relationship with them. Good on you for not badmouthing anyone or talking about them. You do what the courts tell you you have to. But it may be worth talking to your lawyer or a court advocate for the girls if they really don't like being there, to see if anything can change in the custody agreement. I hate that the girls are forced to be there if they don't want to. They are not automatic babysitters and shouldn't be made to be such. NTA, why would you be? Sounds like she makes them uncomfortable. Why would they feel comfortable about it? Not the asshole. From what you describe, stepmom isn't doing herself any favors by treating your girls the way she does. She gets angry because they won't help with and watch the baby? I mean, why should they? It's her child. They, themselves, are children. And I'm sorry, but yeah, they can do the math, and this woman is who their dad left their mom for. And they're not going to like that. I would tell them that they should always be respectful and well-behaved, and if they feel like they could be friends with the new wife, then they should feel free to do so. But it's not your job to go in and fix the relationship between your daughters and the new wife. That has to be hashed out between them. Also, family counseling might not be a bad idea. You are being way more gracious than like 99% of people in your situation would be. Not the asshole 1,000,000 times over. Not the asshole. It isn't your job to foster a relationship between your children and their stepmother. It should be her and her husband's priority to create a good relationship with them. Good for you for not badmouthing your ex or their stepmom in front of the kids. I can say that my dad did that to me about my mom, and it made me never want to spend time with him. Not the asshole, but your children are of the age where their opinions on where they want to live is considered, and if they don't feel comfortable with this woman they show it NT have to go. Not the asshole. They have a 3-bedroom, put your daughters in the basement, and they're upset at you for their lack of love to their dad and his mistress. Nope. You don't have to explain yourself or even hear their dad out. Tell their dad that maybe if he gives them a room upstairs rather than in the basement, maybe they'll like him more. She doesn't deserve them to like her, and you can't make them like her. Your ex-husband is trash and so is the new woman. I would want full custody, NTA. He is gross, and she is trashy for having a kid when the guy is married. I doubt their relationship will even last. Not the asshole wow encouraging. He is a terrible father. He is not paying attention to them and their needs. He is managing them with a 6-foot pool as part of a puzzle, not as living breathing kids who have their own needs and reactions and issues. And then blaming you. Not the asshole. It is not your job to make your husband's mistress's life better. Even though they are now married. Who cares? Honestly, your ex is a bad father, lazy and negligent. In your place I would look for a lawyer and require only supervised visits. After all, it seems that your daughters are treated like Harry Potter by the lousy stepmother and are forced to be babysitters. And your ex just don't care about them. I would not force them to go back to that house. No father is better than a shitty father. Not the asshole. Why the hell are they sleeping in the basement instead of a bedroom? I feel like it might be time to renegotiate the custody agreement. Not the asshole. He cheated on you and is trying to force the other woman into a mom role when your kids aren't there yet. Not the asshole. This isn't even truly about being nice to the stepmom, which, no, you cannot force but should also not condone horrid behavior should they show it. Not feeling comfy talking to stepmom about this is not horrid behavior. He is the father of 2 young girls. He should not be slinging that kind of stuff off on his new partner. He needs to pull his head out of his butt and deal with that stuff. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. Sounds like your ex expects them to be their new built-in nanny and cares more about the image of a happy family than about his daughter's actual happiness. Your girls have a right to their own feelings. Not the asshole. Hell no. It's not your fault he is suffering the consequences of his disloyalty. It is up to your ex to rebuild the relationship he destroyed. And your kids are not obligated to accept any outside bastards. You just stay neutral and remind them to still try to have a relationship with their father, but your kids chose. And remind your ex that if he keeps pushing them, they will decide to just go non-contact on their own. He chose the young thing. He lives with his choices. Not the asshole. You are absolutely not an asshole. In fact, you are being extremely mature about a terrible situation. The 2 of them are the reason your family was destroyed and you are moving on and not holding any grudges. Be there for your girls if they want to talk about things and also think about counseling for them to discuss the affair. I personally wouldn't force them to go to visit if they didn't want to. This affair, new baby, etc. has affected them too and they may need time to get over the pain of what he did to your family. They were betrayed too. The ex may need to apologize to them for that betrayal. Good luck with everything. I have similar age daughters and I would 100% not want stepmom to deal with my 11-yo first period. You didn't do anything wrong here. Not the asshole. I guess wicked stepmothers are a real thing. Not the asshole. These girls are almost old enough to have a judge take their opinions into account when determining if when they visit. If their dad and stepmom aren't careful, they might not get visits at all. Not the asshole. Actions have consequences. Not the asshole. Your girls are approaching an age where they should be allowed to determine who they see and where they stay. Pushing a relationship on them that they don't want is not goo, especially considering the environment when they go over there. Tell them they have a choice, and then tell them if they don't want to see their dad, they have to tell him, not you. Not the asshole. I would also tell your ex that if his wife continues to force the girls to take care of her baby, you'll go to the courts and make it so he can only see them supervised and without her. Not the asshole. When he comes at you, tell him you are their father. Why don't you talk to your kids? At this age, if they don't want a relationship with him, due to his new chick, then I wouldn't force it. The girls are old enough to make that choice. Have them tell the judge. Not the asshole. If you care about your daughters still having a relationship with your husband, you should probably warn him that if he keeps trying to force the issue with their stepmother, he's just going to end up forcing them out of his life, because once they're old enough to choose if they want to go over, like hell will they want to visit. If she's good to them, they'll come around on their own, just give them time. If she's a shit person, that's on her, and him, to be worth their affection. By the sounds of it, they're not trying very hard to be worth it. Not the asshole. You seem like an amazing parent who's doing everything right. There's a chance your daughters are hateful towards the stepmom because they know what happened with their mom and dad. So if you give them permission to have their own thoughts about their stepmom, maybe their attitude would change towards her. Not the asshole at all. It's a red flag if they don't feel comfortable asking the stepmom for pads. Not the asshole. I do question why you're still making them go over if neither like being there. They're 11 and 12. I don't know what age they get a say legally, but if they hate going there that much, you might want to think about changing the custody agreement. They shouldn't have to go to their dads if they don't want to. Not the asshole. You're absolutely right. Not the asshole. Not the asshole. You are the bigger person not to take the easy route of talking down about him to your girls. You're doing a great job. Not the asshole. Why are they in the basement? Why are they asked to change diapers at all? Why wouldn't their father purchase hygiene products? I'm sad for your girls and you are doing the right thing. Not the asshole. If you said it in private, then I think you're all good. Not the asshole.